Hey everybody, welcome to winconductor.org. I'm really excited about our next guest. Looking forward to talking to two individuals who become icons in the band community through Row-Loff Productions. Chris and Chris, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, glad to be here.
Thanks for having us, Aaron. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's always a joy talking to you guys. So the reason I wanted to get you guys on is just to talk a little bit about Row-Loff because you guys have grown into the percussion music publishing company. I mean, when band directors think about percussion music, you guys are always at the top of the list. So kind of tell us how you got into this. What was kind of the, what led you down this path?
Well, we both went to, a lot of people already know this, we both went to McGavock High School here in Nashville. Not at the same time. Brooks is like 40 years older than I am. But we went to the same high school in the 70s, and Brooksy was actually my teacher. And a lot of what eventually, how Row-Loff eventually evolved was that we remember back when we were in school, and there were maybe, when I was there were maybe 2 or 3 percussion ensembles that they rotated like every year. It's not like you had 5 percussion ensembles to play in one year. It was like literally there were 2 or 3 in the cabinet, and
Right.
they would swap out every year. So, and what was there was they were percussion ensembles, but it's not anything that they weren't types of things that your parents would come to a concert and listen to and, you know, walk away from going, oh, that was musically stimulating.
Yeah.
Not to knock that stuff back in the early days, because that's what there was. But we mainly started Row-Loff because we wanted to put material out there that the kids would have a lot of fun playing. It was still musically challenging, but that was really it's like the old what Alice Cooper. They used to ask Alice Cooper how he came up with his concert ideas, and he goes, "Well, I'd go sit up in the auditorium and I'd look down." And I'd go, what would I want to see? So and fortunately around that time also Stomp started coming about, and we really opened up a lot of entertainment doing a lot of that type thing with trash cans, buckets, brooms, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
We got a huge novelty catalog that kind of opened that up for us. We started out with the marching drumline stuff and warm-ups and cadences and got into the solo method books. And eventually, after a couple of years, we started our concert line, which just took off and has been huge for us. So I would say, you know, that the bottom line is that we just saw a need for something back in 1989, 90 that there was a need for, and it actually started out as I don't know if you remember our Tudor tapes, which now we have downloadable Tudor tracks, but they used to be individual. The snare, tenor, cymbals, bass drums, individual parts to the features that we sell. Well, it originally started out that we would do custom tapes for marching band shows like that.
Okay.
That was kind of the original, kind of where Row-Loff started. And then we were working for the arrangers. Yeah, oh yeah. We started working for the Arrangers Publishing guys, and so they would do 2 or 3 percussion ensembles every year. I'm sorry, marching features every year. And we used to write and program their marching stuff. And actually, Brooksy still does this stuff for Rangers Publishing. And they would do 2 or 3 things. And one day we asked Jeff Harrington, we said, well, how much do you guys make off these 2 marching features? And he told us a number, and we just kind of both dropped our jaws and went, wow, oh man. Well, imagine if there were 9 that were to come out. So the first year in 1990, we sent out, I think maybe, what do you remember? 1,200 cassette tapes.
3 states.
I know they went to Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia.
Yeah.
And we made like a whopping $1,200 in 1990, I think. But we only put out 9 marching features, and so that was kind of the start of everything. And we eventually jumped into the concert stuff. So. But go ahead, Brooksy, add to that.
Yeah, the talking about the beginning and how much money we made. I remember the first time Croc and I went to the post office together, and there was a check from a band director in Missoula, Montana.
Missoula.
For $35. He bought a feature.
The marching feature down yonder.
Yeah. And Croc was like a kid on Christmas morning, man. It was like, holy cow, we sold a piece of music to somebody. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So it sort of became, you know, just intriguing. Would this grow? Would this grow? And Croc mentioned our good friend Jeff Harrington, who is Jay Dawson's partner at Arrangers. And Jeff was like, man, if you guys are serious about doing this, you got to go to Texas.
Man, before you impersonate him, he may watch this. So
I impersonate him all the time. Anyway, we went to Texas. I think it might have been our second year in business. And the band directors down there were like, man, you guys have opened the heavens up here with what you're doing. We love it. We love it. We love it. Do more of it. Do more of it. Do more of it. And then the next year after that, they were like, man, you got to do concert stuff. Got to do concert stuff. So we started doing concert stuff. But it's kind of strange because we didn't get into the publishing business with this like tunnel visioned, like, yeah, we're going to do this. I mean, at the time, both of us were working drummers.
Yeah, man, neither one of us, not a single idea as far as business goes. I mean, this has all been just kind of common sense.
Right.
All of this success. We did not go to business school. Now we had a lot of help from a lot of different friends and the Rangers publishing guys and people are George Jacob from American Drum. We found early on and a great guy, and he kind of mentored us in the beginning and helped us out with a lot of things to do. His main thing was go to the shows. He always said, go to as many shows as you can and let people see you, especially in your outfits and everything. These people need to see you face to face. So that really helped a lot in the beginning.
Right. Yeah. And timing wise, it was a good time. If you remember back there, you know, there was, and kind of still is, there was the monolith of Hal Leonard. And there was the monolith of Warner Brothers, you know, and these were these huge publishing companies that if you were a little publisher, you had to go up against. But our friends at Arrangers, Renegades, you know, were out there. There was another publishing company at the same time called Jensen, which was wildly successful. And I think it was timing wise a good time for quote renegade publishers, man.
Right.
Because just a lot of fun stuff happened there late 80s, early 90s, you know, with people going, hey, look at what we're doing, you know, I think you'll like it. So
we'd go to TBA down in San Antonio. That was kind of the first show. I guess we started going to Midwest, but TBA at the same time, and we'd go down there we just have our all the individual tunes on cassette tapes. People would just kind of be lined up, just listening to the tunes there at the booth. That was always a lot of fun, having a via cassette player.
Right.
Now, of course, we do it Betamax. So
right.
Yeah, I still have all of my like really close to my heart music, you know, albums I've loved for years. All on cassettes.
Reba McEntire. He's a big Reba McEntire fan.
Yeah.
No, I did see a documentary a couple of weeks ago on cassette tapes, and it's fascinating. Cassette tapes changed the world the same way digital changed the world. I mean, if you could find that documentary, it really is fascinating what those little things did to change people in their listening habits and their buying habits. And then one day it just all went away. Like that.
Yeah,
the mini album came out.
Yeah. I got a friend in Ohio, and she and her husband like to collect the old 8-tracks. Those, you know, you're listening to a tune and then halfway through it switches over.
Yeah.
I had a couple of James Taylor 8-tracks. I had my big Plymouth Fury 3 I had in college, and that's what I had. It had an 8-track player, and I had 4 or 5 8-tracks. I think one of them was, and a couple of them were James Taylor. Yeah, it would be right in the middle of a crucial tune. And he would click. I wonder what all the artists thought about all that when they're tuned.
So I would have one more comment about your initial question and what you said about kind of what we've become, which is pretty cool. You know, I remember my daughter, when she was in high school, she told one of the kids in the drum line at school one day, he said, "Who's your daddy?" She said, "Chris Brooks at Row-Loff." And he said, "You're lying. You're lying." But anyway, it's been fun beyond description that the company grew at what it's grown into. But there was a time, it's probably maybe around 94, 95, we were sitting in the Four Seasons in December with our good friend George Jacob, who has been our main mentor. And he said, "You know, what do you want this to be? What are you going for with this thing?" And I think we told him, we said, "Look, man, we just want to get it to the point that if a band director's sitting at his desk and he goes, okay, I got to buy some percussion literature," that he would instantaneously think of Row-Loff. Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. I think we kind of got there. Yeah. You know, because
a lot of help from a lot of really great composers too.
Oh man.
Yeah, and you know, that's something I'm going to share my screen because I did want to kind of point that out because is that, let's see, here we go. You know, you guys, let me close this. You guys have really, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Here we go.
There you go.
Professional Zoomer. You are a professional Zoomer, Aaron.
Yes, I am. But you know, you guys, it started off with just you guys writing all the stuff, and you know, looking at your site today, I mean, you've got some great percussionists writing some really phenomenal stuff for for you guys.
Yeah, we're still, if any of these guys are watching this, we're still waiting on a lot of these bios to come in. Yeah, we've been very fortunate, and yeah, looking at all these, yeah, and this is probably just half,
right?
Maybe. So, but yeah, we've been real fortunate, and it's always worked out. You know, there are quite a few people that we can go to and give them a direction, because every concert season we have, you know, we can't do endless tunes because just we still go in the studio, and it's expensive, studio time and finale time and you know, just prepping time and everything like that. So we have a format. You know, it may be that we have, you know, 3 grade 1 to 3 things, and you know, we want to do 4 grade, you know, 4 to 5 things. And so, you know, we always want to do a holiday, 1 to 3 holiday things. We always want to have a novelty thing in or so. So a lot of times we'll go to these writers and go, "Look, I need this pocket right here. It needs to be mallet heavy, you know, or a mallet ensemble, or we need something extremely easy, grade 1. It's nice to know over the years we've got a few people we can go to that really pick up on that and deliver for us. Most of the time, not all the time.
Right.
Sometimes if Brooksy doesn't like it, he doesn't like very much. If Brooksy doesn't like
anything,
well, I love everything, everybody. Everything that's sent, I love. No, so we have to, you know, we go through, we'll have a weekend, we'll sit down with a bunch of stuff and look at it all and go, yes, no, yes, maybe, blah, 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 blah. And then over the years, it's turned kind of into a thing that he and I end up writing in pockets that we may be missing, you know. But that's been a huge part of our success too. That and listening to all the directors when we go to the shows, they've given us great ideas, and they tell us about things that they still need that we don't have. So
yeah, one caveat about that though, every year without fail, when Croc and I start talking about what's going to go on the concert project, it ain't 2 minutes into the conversation he's going, "Hey man, I got an idea for a novelty thing. I got blah blah blah." He always tries to, you know, muscle into that novelty spot.
I got one last night for vacuum cleaners.
Vacuum cleaners.
I'll tell you that. Cleaners. So
could be good.
We'll talk about it.
So
there are a bunch of different kinds of vacuum cleaners. They all make noise. So
no, but you talked about all the writers, and when you were scrolling down, I noticed, which is still one of my all-time favorite people, always will be, is Dennis DeLucia. And I met Dennis. We were in Chicago, and we had seen Dennis And Croc and I were like, man, wonder if Denny would write for us. Wonder if we could get a couple of those old Bridgman things or something. We were like, man, guy probably ain't gonna give us time of day, you know. I met him in the hall. I had an elf suit on, and he talked to me. Just, I think he got a kick out of the elf suit, but I got an immediate feeling from him that he was digging what we were doing, you know.
Awesome.
And one thing led to another, and Croc and I sat down and talked to him, and he went, yeah, man, let's do this, you know. So that's another thing that's been really fun about the business, man. It's like we seem to have developed a bunch of closet percussion fans,
Right.
you know. And I have to believe, even with all the craziness and how we've marketed ourselves, I still have to come back to, I think it's because we publish good literature.
Most definitely. Most
You know,
definitely. Because you can have all the hype you want, but if you don't, what you have is not quality,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So,
I know that as a band director, I taught for 18 years, and you know, the Row-Loff catalog was definitely my go-to first look to kind of see what was out there, and
So
because
those CDs paid off. All that money we spent on sending those CDs.
yeah. Most definitely. But I mean, the cool thing about it was that you had, you know, I remember when I was out at King George, you know, when I first took over that band, there were less than 25 kids in the band program. My first marching band was 18 students, including the 3 color guard and the one person on the podium. And,
Ugh.
you know,
How'd you
over
do that? How did you do that?
I with a lot of care and patience.
Yeah.
And it wound up, you know, you dig in and you spend some time with them, and you know, several years later, had a great program that was, you know, doing some phenomenal stuff. But the thing that I loved about it is that throughout the course of that, as my program was growing, both in numbers and musicianship, you guys always had something to offer at all of those different stages.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things that we always wanted to make sure we were covered there. I had marched in drum corps, so I had been, and this was the early '80s when I marched in drum corps, and so I had a little bit of that I brought to the table. And Brooksy brought a bunch of technical knowledge to it. That's how we got into the programming and everything. But the premise of everything was that, you know, we would have the harder stuff for the kids in high school that could play, but we definitely needed to have something to where if there were kids out there and they had one bass drum and one snare drummer and one tenor player and a kid playing xylophone, that we would offer something that they would be able to use. Maybe have to water down a little bit just to an extreme, but and to be honest with you, that's the stuff in the beginning, and still does. Our easy and medium level material is the stuff that people are looking for.
Sure. Well, and you know, that's a lot of times that's kind of where most programs are. It takes a while for you to grow a program into where you have that very diverse population that is able to play at music at all different levels.
And I don't have much band directing experience, but if I had 18 kids in the band, it would be 8 tubas, 8 bells, and 8 clarinet players. That just sounds like a winning combination to me. I don't know.
Well, my favorite part was I didn't have a tuba player when I walked into the program. My bass line was covered by my Barry sax player, which I was rewriting a bunch of stuff that I was getting offline and just kind of rescoring it for that small band. Did a lot of pop stuff. I think the first show I did, it may have been in a Rangers, but it was one of the Motown shows. You know, just stuff that was kind of approachable. The kids were digging it, get them excited, and hopefully, you know, as years passed, we started getting into the more core style stuff and doing some custom designed shows and stuff like that. But you know, it was always funny when you would go to a competition and you get comments about needing to hear a little bit more bass line.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you needed Kuka out there on that Barry sax from Tower of Power, man.
right.
You would have covered it. You would have covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good.
Well,
Well, that's always good to hear. We run into a ton of people who say that, and that's what's contributed to our success. Is we've tried to keep it real wide, and
yeah.
in all different areas.
And
So
and going back to what you said earlier, not just having the wide breadth of literature, but everything is good quality stuff.
well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
We try to keep it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the thing that's on everybody's mind right now is the school closures from the COVID-19 coronavirus, whatever we're calling it at this point. And you guys, I've noticed, have been doing a lot of stuff online, sending out with your email shout outs and stuff like that, really trying to help. What are some of the things that you guys are doing right now to help those directors that are stuck at home and trying to figure out how to teach a band with Zoom?
Uh, with Zoom in particular.
Well, I mean, just in general.
Oh, well, the one thing is, as you've mentioned, we jumped right into trying to get some free downloads to kids, and mostly in a performance type situation. We're probably going to try to do more of something that's more like a lesson, a lesson kind of thing. But oh yes, thank you. And this is what we have. This is accessible from our homepage, and we have a current. We call them social practicing sessions. So we're trying to, just like with everything else, do a wide array of difficulty things. This particular thing is from one of Edward Freitag's book, Multiplicity, and it's just a multi-percussion book, a part of our workshop series. There are grades like 2 to 4 solos and duets and trios. But we've decided to, you can download that particular solo from that book. We've done a few original things, a couple of original things, a lot of things from our snare drummers toolbox, which again are on the kind of the easier side. We did a bucket thing. We kind of did an original bucket thing. What we're doing is we're taking some of the groove tracks from our snare drummers toolbox, and we're writing things. Going to start writing some more things to go with those groove tracks. So we've already got tons of groove tracks, and kids, as you know, love to have play-alongs. So we're doing that, and this Zoom thing is new to us, and it's kind of intriguing. And I know a lot of people are using it for e-learning and lessons and things like that. So we'll continue to woodshed that. But for right now, just every couple of days, we're trying to get some free stuff into kids' hands that are at home. And as far as the digital download, we're looking into that harder, and hopefully can make that happen. But we just you hear
Well,
something, you hear different things every day about what's going on right now, and it sure would be nice for everybody to get back up and working. I know we have to do it in a safe manner, but
well, and it's a great time if there's somebody that is not familiar with what you guys are doing, to actually get a free sample of what you guys have out there, and to see the quality of it. And all of this sucks for everybody right now. The small businesses, big businesses, schools, it's all been, it's impacted everybody.
sure.
And, the silver lining is that it is temporary. And, use this time to kind of check out some of these cool resources and see the samples that are out there now that, guys like you are putting out there for free, which, regardless of what anybody says, ain't nothing for free. You guys are really sacrificing to get some good quality stuff, because that the band directors are hurting right now.
Well, we're trying to help out as much as we can, with that. And I mean, schools are closed.
Yeah.
No concerts, no anything. I mean, at this point, we have a little bit of new marching stuff that we're going to start promoting here in a couple of weeks. But even that, with some of it started to do our marching promotions. We're going to try to figure out how we can, if kids are going to be at home, you know, I hope not into the summertime as far as just the news and everything and staying home. You know, there's going to have to be a lot of things figured out as far as if there are going to be marching bands happening this next year, how we can roll into that and how we can help as far as keeping kids motivated at home until we can kind of all come together and make the big crash cymbal splash.
Yeah, I am looking forward to people being able to congregate again. I was watching a replay of a Masters golf tournament yesterday afternoon on TV.
Right.
And if you just step back from it, watch it for 10 minutes and look how people are interacting with each other. And there's nothing they're doing that we can do right now. And right. I think we're going to pretty soon get to a point that we're going to go, hey, we got to be able to walk past somebody and not worry about it. We got to be able to hug somebody and not worry about it. We got to be able to shake somebody's hand and not worry about it. And I am anxious for it getting back to that, because I like to go out and I'm the kind of person, if I'm sitting at home and I'm bored, I'll go over to Home Depot and just putter around for 30 minutes, you know?
Well, they don't let him do that anymore.
They don't let me do that anymore. Well, that's right.
Not because of the coronavirus.
That's how all those bucket compositions came about, right?
Hey, man, we're still, that's a bill I've got to pay. You know.
You got to pay. Anyway, but it could be a really challenging world if we get to the fall. And they're going, no, you got to wear a mask. You got to wear gloves. You got to stay 6 feet from people. I just don't see how America would function. Yeah. You know,
without marching band.
Without marching band, exactly. So, but anyway, I trust that there are wise people working on all this and gonna hopefully figure out some stuff pretty quick to get us over the hump. But in the meantime, we'll keep trying to, you know, it's been, I don't know if you noticed, but the social practicing things we've done, I've done one, and Croc has done like 3 or 4, you know, and I come up with ideas, and he go, nah, Brooksy, nah. But I understand. See, he wants to be in the limelight.
You guys should hear some of these ideas. Unfortunately, I'm the one that has the video camera on this side of town, so
that's right.
That's about the only reason.
The one I did, I shot on my patio with my phone, and I think you can tell I shot it on my patio with my phone.
It looked great. Yeah. Well, we're going to throw more of those out for everybody, so just be on the lookout. And I will do well, I don't know if this won't be an advertisement or anything, but anybody who's not on our e-blast list, just send a request to info@rowloff.com, and we'll put you on the list, and you'll start getting those. And of course, we got Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that jazz too. So, or just call Brooks on his phone, 615.
Call me on my phone. I'll be fine.
But if you'd like to get on the e-blast, because we're trying to put, you know, we've been putting 2 or 3 out a week. So every other day is what we're shooting for. So get, and you just go to like you showed us. Thanks for doing that, Aaron. You just go to the homepage and you see the video, and a lot of them have play along tracks. Kids love the play along tracks, and we're going to try to start doing some more original things too that are fun. So.
And again, you know, it's a great way for band directors to see what you guys are doing if they're not familiar with you. And, you know, I honestly think that one of the silver linings that we're going to see is that there is going to be a resurgence of people coming together. There's going to be, I honestly think that there's going to be a resurgence in people wanting to go see some band concerts, see some marching band performances, just to get out and congregate with some people. And I'm really hopeful for that. And, you know, and if somebody sees something like with the piece that I just pulled up with Freitag, you know, if they're interested in that, are you guys still delivering right now? Can they make purchases?
We're in a fortunate situation right now that our office is open every day 9 to 1 right now.
Okay.
You can call 800-624-8001 and talk to the lovely Amy at our office. Things worked out to where the office is open from 9 to 1. Of course, you can order online at our website. But yeah, we're sending stuff out, hard copy out still, and we've slashed our prices. We've cut let's see, priority mail USPS is $3, whether you order a few things or a box of things. That's another way we're trying to help out, just for the crazy shipping costs and everything, and just to people that are wanting to get things quickly. Yeah, we're just charging a $3 USPS priority mail charge for people too, so they know that. So the shipping is not as crazy as it normally is. Wow,
Right.
that's just nuts. So another reason to try to move into that digital world, I guess. So, but yeah, we're still rocking along, and
Awesome.
hopefully have a little bit of new marching stuff out here in a couple of weeks that we'll let
So,
people know about.
very cool. So during all this, if you're planning for next year, it's a great time to go ahead and get some great deals and some stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk and to share with us. Like I said, it's been a blast for me. I really have respected the work that you guys have done, and I really thank you for the contribution to the music education community.
Oh, thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Stay healthy, and we hope everybody out there continues to fight this good fight. We'll get through it soon, huh?
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Aaron.